some other common flu, the opportunity to impede on your body while simultaneously having to split that energy to, do I digest this food or do I fight this virus? Essentially, your immune system will get overtaken. And people say, oh, but what about the antibodies? It's like they've already discussed how the antibodies actually make it worse. Your antibodies are not your friend if they're antibodies that are produced fighting the coronavirus. They actually don't help you. They actually exacerbate the different types of complications your body will produce when the virus attacks you.
So yesterday, Orange County officials in Los Angeles declared local state of emergency live on KTLA 5 News.
Oh, really?
Yeah, KTLA 5 News, which is, mainstream media. And also San Francisco declared state of emergency. And I think New York.
In New York also. But I mean, New York only said it in a few boroughs, and I think that had something to do with, from what I understand, that had something to do with, as I understand it, people in self-quarantine. But here's the reality is that this is something that came out, which is if they're moving 50 people over to the county, the one county in California, what is it called? Not Odessa, not Casa Mesa, right? They're moving them over to Casa Mesa, and they're moving them off of the air base that was, down in Texas, I believe. Does that mean that there's more people at the air base and they don't have any room for them at the other place? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. So, I mean, but that's, I felt like that was kind of like sensationalism hearsay. And I really have to really check myself emotionally and psychologically so that I have to make sure that I'm not the thing I just said in response to that, I have to make sure that I'm not saying that because I'm like, no, I personally think that Trump administration is basically moving some of the people that are infected to high Democratic voting areas that are going to be in martial law anyway, because it gives them the reason, like in the event they have to go round up these people, they can't rally anybody on the streets because everybody's already on lockdown. Not only is everybody already on lockdown,
Fox News 8 team in Cleveland is reporting a suspected, the I-Team City Response for Cleveland EMS asked possible coronavirus patient.
And Cleveland's an up-and-coming city, so it's got. I mean, it's crazy. It's like really, you just put 5G everywhere. There's gentrification.
The verdict is still out. This is an EMT report.
Okay. Well, I'll take the EMT's word over the CDC and what's the word I'm looking for? CDC and who is that? CDC and the WHO. I'll take an EMT's word over that anyway, because they're in many ways sometimes better trained at the on the ground experience, them and even some random FEMA worker. But I tell you this, none of those jobs will be worth it. But if that's what you got to do in another 8 months, you should probably take that job.
My friend
moving, thinking, doing. So
posted a pic in Brooklyn because apparently they had they're in full prep mode. So
it's a real, like, here's the crazy thing is that the places in America that are gonna have outbreaks are all places where they were planning to steal the election anyway.
Well, I mean, that's sort of speculation. I mean,
no, it's not. Look at the map. Turns out, take the map of everywhere. First, ask where there was voter. Okay, first take the voting map from the last election.
The more of the more densely populated.
Yeah, but they're all gentrification areas, though. They're all like, these are all the cities that like got Soros money and got Obama money to gentrify areas. And
they also the thing is. there's going to be a huge vulnerable population because they've contrived poverty so much in those areas.
See, that's the funny part, though. Here's the crazy part. Most of the people that are brain dead in those areas are going to vote for whatever living, breathing turd that the Democratic Party present to them. They'll vote for a bag of leaves and iron filings with poop in it and googly eyes on it if that's who they put out. Because that's who they put out there. People will vote for it because they know all they know is anything. I'm sorry, what's that? No, that's not harsh. That's true. Vote for a bag of leaves. They'll do it. You never seen that commercial before? Vote for a bag of leaves. He stands for. But getting off of that subject, the point is that the Trump administration has already came out and said, okay, first of all, let me explain something to everybody. I am not a Donald Trump supporter. I am a supporter of the Republic. The guy who's in the office right now is doing things that are fixing the Republic, and a lot of people don't like it, but I'm like, if you've never been on the receiving end of what it felt like to be under a closet Marxist socialist experiment living the dark version, right? The Trotskyite one, the dark version. That is what the ghettos of America have been, is that experiment. If you've ever wondered why the African-American community has functioned so horribly, it is because they have been operating under a Marxist Trotskyite socialist experiment. And once they got it to that fine-tuned point, they immediately start rolling it out to all of their suburban colleges. And then I don't even need to tell you, Meanwhile, not teaching your children how to report, sexual abuse.
But of it, because I think it's really, I'm not.
So that's what I'm saying is that the Trump, just a side note, the Trump administration has already, listen, the Trump administration has already told everybody, listen, go paper ballot and vote paper ballot by way of, get this, by way of not just paper ballot when you go in and vote with the scan machine, but they were saying, no, go paper ballot right in. I'm sorry, not right in, but absentee vote. Absentee vote. And you have to have your absentee ballot in like way before the regular election. So I think, again, election night is going to be a mega, dumpster fire. It's going to be a mega dumpster fire. But it doesn't even matter. But getting back to what we were talking about, though.
It's hard to avoid the fact that, the Chinese have bought up a lot of our properties on the California coast. New
York too.
They've also they majorly influence our mainstream media. I'm sure.
Barr just came out. I'm sorry, Barr just came out and did a I'll send you the link, but he just recently came out and did AG Barr just recently came out and did a speech about how he was very aware of the agenda. It's clear as day. He even cited when it started. So, they're well aware of what they're dealing with here. But, I'm sorry, go ahead.
A lot of these people in Congress, they don't represent the people anymore for quite some time.
I don't know what they represent, but it's not human.
And, they're a lot of them are involved in human trafficking. I've covered this to a huge extent over the years on my show.
I just want to say one quick little thing, and then I'll get back to what we're talking about. There was an article that came out today about how 5 Republicans on a particular committee voted to strike down an anti-lynching law, and a lot of people immediately color-coded that as racist. And I'm just looking at them, and I'm like, that has nothing. If for those of you who don't know, I'm an African American male, whatever that is, right? So,
thanks for letting.
So, I'm just saying, just so no one gets this idea of okay,
it's okay.
Woke white guy. So no one labels me a woke white guy. Damn proper English, right? Anyway, so savvy woke white guy. Anyway, my point is,
no expletives on the show, by the way.
Sorry. So essentially, what ends up happening is this: them voting down the bill was because these people who are going to be a part of that, 100,000 plus signed indictments can't afford to get hung, because the actual law states in the Constitution, if you catch a politician committing treason or anything of that nature and it is proven, you can lynch them on the spot. Right? If you catch a politician breaking the law, and when I say breaking the law, I mean felonious laws or violating public trust in a felonious manner, they can be lynched on the spot. And it says that in the Constitution. Now, some of you might say, no, it doesn't. Go read it, then come talk to me. But it says it. So, no, I mean, I have to say that because I've been like, gosh, before I left home to come here, like, I can't begin to tell you how many conversations I had with people just quoting stuff from out of nowhere. Like, people, like, I would get into interesting scientific conversations and people would quote things from other scientists, and I would look at them and say, hey, do you even know what the equation is for that? And they would kind of go, they were like, because it's just like, I don't want you to tell me something unless you know if it's real or not. If you could, you know what I mean? Because there's just, like, I'm not even going to go into it, but there's just so many different scientific arguments that people want to come up with certain things, and the people are just regurgitating something they heard because they don't want to lose an argument.
Of this argument that, they just want to mandate vaccines. They want to use this, even if it's not for vaccines, they want to use it to impose vaccines on people.
Again, who is the they? And I asked that question because I say, in a Trump administration, who is the they? A guy who's been an anti-vaxxer. You got to prove to me that, because I mean, like, how many viral outbreaks have we had in America since he's been the president? Where he popped up and said, you need the virus. You need the vaccine. We had like 4 of them when Barry was in office, right? Like one every 2 years. Never mind the fact that he had 20% stock in the company that was manufacturing the virus, the vaccines. Freudian slip, right? So he had 20% stock in those companies. So he was making hundreds of millions of dollars at the time off of people running out to go get free vaccines. And I thought that was weird. You can get a free vaccine at Rite Aid. You know what I mean? Like, that lets you know who's involved right there. But my point is,
centrifuge or something in the background?
Do I have a what?
A centrifuge or something, or like an oxygen machine in the background?
There's these special. So for those of you that don't know, I'm in a foreign country right now. I'm 900 miles away. I'm literally 900 and maybe 50, maybe 990 miles away from Wuhan, China. Literally, I kid. Actually, no, I am about 900. I think I'm about 1,900 miles. I'm sorry, I'm 1,900 miles away from it. You know what I'm telling you that? No, I think I'm only 1,100 miles away, or maybe 1,200 miles away from Wuhan, China. So I'm in Vietnam right now. So all the roofs on top of the building have these specialized solar powered water heating pump systems, and that's what that noise is. That's what that robot moving the gun next to my head sound is.
No, I was just wondering. I'm like, what is that?
Said the wrong word. So I said coronavirus too many times. No, but the point is, I'm sorry, I can't even get to it. Like, I'm in a little cage on a roof. I can't even get to those pumps.
That's okay.
I mean, I could, but it's just like, my landlord's awesome. But so it's gonna be there, folks. Bear with me. Meanwhile,
we survived the chicken in the background.
Yeah, exactly, right. No, but we had 4 viral outbreaks when Barry was the president, and the whole time nobody knew he owned stock in the companies, and he was coming out, get your viruses. But I don't ever think I remember seeing him actually get a shot of a vaccine on camera at any one point. I know Dr. Oz got a sugar water shot on stage. See, nothing wrong with it. He's like the gangster of medicine. He's such a thug. Anyway, that's my opinion, right? That's my opinion. So Dr. Oz did, but from what I understand, that was sugar water. But I mean, that's what people are saying, but I would have to say that probably was a placebo. He doesn't look like the kind of guy that would take a vaccine, you know what I mean? Tells you do it, but at the same time, he's like, I wouldn't do that. Moving along, though. So getting back to our present day, I haven't heard this guy try to force anybody to take a vaccine. I mean, but if I'm wrong, Google it and show me. Google it and show me. In fact, when you show me, please show me what media outlet presented the article, who was the writer, and